Being 9:02, I hereby call to order this October 28, 2025 session of the Special Magistrate proceeding for the City of Daytona Beach. My name is Robert Riggio. I am the Special Magistrate who will be hearing these matters this morning. We have a fairly simple procedure for those of you who have received notices of appearance or notices of hearing. Basically, I will call a case number, and there are only two today, so it should go fairly quickly, and read out the case number and your name, at which time, if you could come forward to the lectern that is on your left, my right, that one right there, at which time you will be sworn in as, because your testimony is under oath. You state your name and be sworn in. The city inspector will be at this lectern over on my right, your left. And at that point, after you're sworn in, he will proceed to present his take on things and why you are here today. And there may be some comments from the city attorney who is sitting down below. After which you will then be given opportunity to respond and to state any defenses or anything that you feel is relevant and should be taken into consideration by me. And when we're finished, I will then make a decision as to the outcome of the matter. So, having called the meeting to order, our next item on the agenda are announcements. Are there any announcements?
No announcements.
Okay. The next item is the approval of the August 26, 2025 meeting minutes. I have reviewed the minutes and they are in order, and I have signed off on them and provided them to the board clerk. I think at this point, is there anything further?
Nope, nothing further.
Okay, then we need to swear in any city staff who will be given testimony today.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right. So we have a very short agenda. So let's start with the first case, case number 1. RTL 10-2545, Christopher W. Phillips. Mr. Phillips, if you could come forward and be sworn in.
State your name for me.
Christopher Phillips.
All right.
Mr. Phillips, you've been cited for failure to correct violations of, I'll read this out and then I'll give you the simplified version, of Land Development Code Article 4, Section 4.1A, Article 5, Section 5.2.8.2 at 8 Robin Terrace. And that is a zoning violation since the property is zoned single-family residential 5, and short-term rentals known as other accommodations are not a permitted use in the zoning districts. Okay.
I still have to swear him in.
Excuse me?
I still have to swear him in.
Oh, you haven't sworn him in yet?
No.
Okay, please
He just
do.
stated his name. All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Yates?
All right, the case before you is a zoning violation. This case was field generated. The property is zoned SFR 5. Other accommodations known as short-term rentals are not permitted in the zoning district. The violation was first observed October 8th, 2025, and they were notified the same day. The property stopped actively advertising as of October 9th, 2025. The daily posted rate on the advertisement was $211. It displayed no reviews. The check-in, check-out time was 4 p.m. and 11 a.m. These actions are irreparable and reversible in nature, and city requests a one-time fine of $1,000.
Okay. Ms. Diaz? Ms. Diaz is an attorney for the city of Daytona Beach, and if you have anything to add.
Yes, I just have a quick thing about the city's position. So the city's position is that the beneficial gain to the property owner whose advertising conduct that is prohibited by the city's code is unlawful and pursuant to Florida statutes 162.06 subsection 4 is irreparable and irreversible. The effects of renting property or holding out property as vacation rentals cannot be reversed or repaired. The information has long-range effects in luring in patrons under contract to participate in unlawful stays in our city. The patrons risk poor health, poor safety, and poor welfare due to unregulated or self-regulated vacation accommodations that patrons enter into at their own risk. These promised stays are potentially to the detriment of the patrons and definitely to the detriment of the licensed hotels, motels, and lawful vacation rentals that have gone through proper zoning regulations, proper inspections, proper licensing, proper insurance, and proper taxation required by law. Property who has staff on site 24/7 to address any emergency concerns patrons or the community may have. Weighing them against the unregulated short-term rentals who do not have to go through these regulatory safeguards is unfair and harmful to the regulated businesses and patrons and the community. The monetary effects of these unlawful rentals is tax avoidance, inadequate insurance coverage, and unfair business competition against lawful accommodations businesses and lawful vacation rentals. The transient nature of the rentals limits the means of enforcement, typically to identifying the advertisement, because by the time code enforcement arrives to the property, the transient patrons are typically gone from the property or claiming a misleading relationship that are often contradicted by advertised visitor comments. The community effect is that transient business use within unauthorized residential neighborhoods affects density, parking, noise, and safety. The effect, the peaceful enjoyment expected in residential neighborhoods, it diverges from traditional and reliable residential norms. Thus, state law adopted by the city defines vacation rentals to include advertising for transient guests. Therefore, the city requests a finding that these violations are irreparable and irreversible in nature. Also, given the gravity of the violation, a fine of up to $15,000 is warranted pursuant to Florida Statute 162.09, subsection 2D.
Okay. Okay, does the city have anything further to present?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Phillips?
I live in Tennessee, and I've owned the house for, my brother passed away in 21. He and I owned it together. So we did 3 years of renovation on it and just completed that, and the taxes and insurance are. But anyways, I contacted a realtor to sell the house because I can't afford it anymore. The realtor said the market's not good right now. Call these people Great Oceans Condos. They'll rent it for you. I said, okay. And I didn't have any idea, and I assumed Great Oceans did. They've been doing business 20 years here. And so I contracted with them. On October 6th, I sent a text to, is there anything else I need to do before you rent the house? And the lady said, no, I'm going to put the coffee maker and this in there now, and we've cleaned it. So then October 8th, my neighbor sees the notice on the door. So the property had never been rented one day. And as soon as the notice came, I called Great Oceans Condo. I said, what's going on? Well, they said they didn't even know the zoning restriction there, but yet they do it all over here. I don't get that part of it, but so I said, you got to take it down now, so they took the property down immediately. But I said it's never had been rented at all. And now I'm going to have to put it back up for sale, I guess. So.
And we haven't seen any evidence of the rental, and it was taken down within 24 hours.
Okay.
You said it was Great Oceans?
Yeah, Great Ocean Condos and Homes.
Okay.
They're out of New Smyrna.
Yeah, they're local, yeah.
But yeah, I'm naive. I'm sorry. I didn't have any idea.
And I did check their inventory, and the rest are compliant.
Okay.
Okay. The problem, Mr. Phillips, is the buck stops with you.
I know.
And that's unfortunate. And does the city want to have any interest in taking into account Mr. Phillips' statements regarding the fact that he did use a realtor? Realtors are doing this all the time, and ultimately, you as the property owner are responsible.
I understand.
And he did take it down, and I guess has not rented it at all.
Correct.
Would the city be will?
I mean, the city would have no objection if you wish to lower the fine, but we do stand behind our recommendation.
Okay. Okay. Well, Mr. Phillips, when I started doing this, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, short-term rentals were out of control. And the problem is primarily neighbors who don't want to, who, single-family residential, don't want to wake up with somebody who's down here on a, partying. And there was a lot of problem with that. And initially, everybody was being cited for $15,000, which is the upper limit of this. And I have backed things down to try to, as the word seems to be trickling out, but very slowly. And I still have to levy a fine. I know the city was, I think, asking for $1,000. I'm willing to, I think I'll drop it to $500, but there'll still be a fine. And maybe you can take that up with Great Oaks or
Well,
whoever,
I probably could.
Great Oceans.
Yeah, I probably could, but
And because they should be aware of what the rules are.
that's what I assume.
I think New Smyrna has similar type rules down there, so it's not unfamiliar in Florida for cities on coastal areas that have lots of tourists to have these ordinances to protect their full-time residents.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do in this one. Therefore, I hereby find the respondent, Christopher W. Phillips, in case number RTL 10-2545, as the owner of the property at 8 Robin Terrace to be in noncompliance of Article 4, Section 4.1.a, and Article 5, Section 5.2.8.2 of the Land Development Code, which prohibits short-term rentals in zoning districts not zoned for short-term rentals, and that such violations are irreparable and irreversible because the improper benefit obtained by the owner and the damage to the surrounding neighborhood occurs at the time the violation occurs and cannot be undone as provided for by Section 162.09 1D Florida statutes, and the property has subsequently been brought into compliance on October 9th, 2025. In hereby order, the respondent shall pay a fine in the amount of $500 and not violate that section of the Land Development Code again, and that for any future repeat violation, the respondent may be placed on a subsequent agenda for a hearing before the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $15,000 for each occurrence as per Chapter 162 Florida statutes. Okay, Mr. Phillips, I appreciate the speed with which you corrected it and the fact that you basically got lured into it, but still, you are a very unique situation. A lot of people have already started renting or what have you, and that doesn't, when they start bringing in money, that starts to be a problem because they're now actually a business and they should have researched it a little bit, even if they're relying on someone else. So,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, case number 2, RTL 10-2546, HCS Holdings, Inc., cited for failure to correct violations of Land Development Code Article 4, Section 4.1.a, Article 5, Section 5.2.8.2 at 707 Harvey Avenue. The property is zoned RP, and short-term rentals known as other accommodations are not a permitted use in the zoning district. Sir, if you could be sworn in.
Please state your name.
Antonio Elencar.
And spell your last name for me.
Alencar.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And what is your relationship with?
I'm one of the partners of
One of the partners.
LLC.
Okay.
All right. The case before you is a zoning violation. This case was field generated. The property is zoned RP. Other accommodations known as short-term rentals are not permitted in this zoning district. The violation was first observed September 18, 2025, and they were notified the same day. The property stopped actively advertising as of September 19th, 2025. The daily posted rate was $197, and it displayed one review. The check-in, check-out time were shown as 3 p.m. and 10 a.m. These actions are irreparable and irreversible in nature, and due to the actions of the property owner, the city is requesting a one-time fine of $1,000.
Okay. Ms. Diaz?
And sir, were you here earlier when I read my speech about the city's
Yes, I
position?
did.
Would you waive the reading, or would you like me to reread it?
I waive it.
Okay. I move to have the city's position entered into the record, please.
Okay. Will the clerk enter Ms. Diaz's previous statements regarding these violations being irreparable and irreversible as made in the previous case, number 1 RTL 102545, and incorporate it into this matter? Thank you. Okay, sir, it's your turn.
Yes, good morning. So we actually bought the property back in June or July. It was just a few months ago. The property was being used as a short-term rental when we bought it. We have not actively rented the unit through short-term. The unit is actually rented through a year lease to tenants since the beginning of October. And when Mr. Kevin contacted me back in September, I contacted the listing company. They're evolve.com, and I was giving them the address to the property. They told me that the listing stays on. There is no availability. My name is not on it, and I requested them through email to take the property down, and they said there is no address, there is no legal request to do so, and they said that they have posted the property through websites like VRBO, rents.com. So it's many websites, and they state that they have no control of those. So if you check the property online, there is no, I mean, the pictures are of my property, but there is no availability, and there is no future availability on them.
To be clear, you just need to contact Airbnb or VRBO directly yourself. If you show them that you own the property, they will remove the listing, 100%.
But the thing is, the pictures that we saw online, when you search on Google, I found the property in 12 different websites.
Correct.
So I cannot be contacting companies that I never done business with.
Well, no, I'm saying for the VRBO, you can easily get that one down by contacting them.
So how would one website between 12 make a difference?
Well, since that one's specifically dealing with vacation rentals, now since it's not rentable, I don't see it as an ongoing violation.
Yes.
But since it's specifically just for vacation rental, we're asking you to take it down. So it would make a difference to the city and to how you're advertising.
So I have requested them, and I have the email proof that
Okay.
I have requested them, but they ask for a legal request. So if you guys have anything legal that I can provide them, I will surely send it.
Who is they?
Evolve and
But you're-
VRBO.
Did you hire Evolve to do this for you? They should take it down. I'm not understanding why they need a legal
So
request.
I actually have other properties with Evolve.
They'll fine him. That's why. If he takes it down, they'll fine him. He has to pay them money to take it down.
Okay. You can
never
provide
heard
them.
of that, so-
You can provide them with the link to this hearing. You could provide them with our city ordinance.
Yes.
I can tell you what it is. You can email it to them. Here, I'll give you my card, but it's it really is on your responsibility to get it taken down.
It's beginning to sound a bit to me like this case should be continued, because if there is an outstanding advertisement, city code makes it illegal to advertise. You don't have to actually have someone in there.
It's not bookable right now with the state that it's in. No, not that. Like physically, the part where you would go to rent it is blocked out. So pictures exist and a description exists, but it's physically not bookable as it is now.
So,
But it's,
Well, I understand this gentleman has done the right thing. He's converted a short-term rental into a long-term rental, which is permissible in the city.
and I have the leases to prove.
But there is still this ad that is sitting on VRBO or whichever one of these
Yeah.
websites it is, that someone could go to, and city code says the holding out of as a property is even if it's incapable of being rented is a problem. And so I think it would be best to resolve the entire issue and clear the air. And this gentleman should be able to contact Evolve or say, look, it's illegal in the city. And quite frankly, were they actually the renters? They were the ones who placed the ad?
Yes.
I don't know if the city has any recourse against Evolve. I mean, usually the city, under Chapter 162, it's against property owners.
Yeah, so-
And this gentleman's a property owner, and he's been sort of handed a problem, but I'd like to see him resolve the problem completely before we talk about any kind of fine or whether there is a fine. And so just to clean this thing up.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes. So the thing also, even the pictures that the Evolve got on their websites is through the previous owner. So the property. So me and my wife, we never set up the unit for this purpose. So me and my wife, we actually come over the weekends and we stay in one of the units. The unit was furniture and all that, but we actually never,
Yeah.
never
So
engaged.
while we're sympathetic, that sounds like something civil that you need to take up with Evolve. For example, historically, when someone rents the space to a long-term tenant, and that long-term tenant does a short-term rental, we still find the property owner, not the tenant, because the tenant doesn't have property rights as an owner to that property. So again, we're sympathetic to it, but I think it's something you need to take up with Evolve. They did this violating our ordinance knowingly, and this isn't the first property of theirs that have come here before. They should know better. If you want something from me, I can give you my card, but it is something that is your responsibility to correct and take up with them. Yeah, we can't find them.
Yeah. So I find so I think on my side, Mr. Riju, that I have contact them. I have request them to take it down. The property, all 3 units are rented on a yearly lease, and I think we should try to resolve this today, so I don't have to. We don't have to come here another time. I actually drove 2.5 hours to be here.
You
and
can
I
appear
appreciate your time.
by video,
Oh, really?
You could appear by Zoom.
Okay.
so we
That would be better.
we can cut down on the inconvenience of having
Yeah.
to come here.
Okay, I appreciate
But
it.
I'd really like to see this cleaned up, because if Mr. Yates was to move on, let's say, and somebody takes his place, and then they're looking at this, and then they find it, that means he's got to paw through old records to try to figure out that this one, and it's much cleaner and neater. I'd like this tidied up so that we don't have a problem in the future, and somebody comes in and says, well, you know, and then or perhaps you again get pulled in again, because you've done everything that Mr. Yates has asked for, and I'd like to get this thing tidied up. What would our next hearing date be?
The next hearing date would be January 27th.
Of 2026?
Correct.
So, sir, that would give you a number of months to get with them. And Mr. Yates, do you have any problem being involved with this and
no.
helping him through this process?
No, absolutely. My main suggestion is going to be before that, make sure you're contacting the websites individually and directly, not Evolve. They're all going to ask for proof of ownership. Once you provide that proof of ownership, they will delete the accounts. So it might be a little runaround for you, but they will certainly remove them. They have to.
Okay. And Mr. Yates, do you have contact information for Mr. Yates?
Yeah, they do.
He's been very good at helping people through this process. When we started a few years ago, we were told it couldn't be done, things couldn't happen, and somehow you found ways to make them happen. And, you know, that's what we need to do. We need to clear the air and make sure that that ad no longer is sitting out there, and, you know, somebody has to remember, oh, that's a long-term rental. But see, the problem is you may leave your company and somebody else is involved in it, and your renter leaves, and then they go, well, we got a short-term rental ad. We'll fill it with that. We want this to be resolved completely.
So, just a side question. So does so when we come and we say the ad was down, does that mean there's no availability?
No. It means that it cannot be found online. You cannot search it. You cannot see it.
So are you requesting me to remove the one that you showed on the screen?
Any you have.
And
We
they-
can go over those details at a later
Yeah.
date together.
Yeah.
I'll give you my card.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to continue this case number 2, RTL 102546 HCS Holdings, Inc. for property at 707 Harvey Avenue. And this case is hereby continued until January 27th, 2026. And sir, as I said, you can appear by, what do you call?
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And that way, hopefully, it'll be just a couple minutes on that day, and we'll get you resolved. And I would expect that since your continued case, you'd be at the top of the agenda, so you'd be number 1. So you'd be done, and hopefully everything is worked out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, so let me give you my card. Did I give it to you already? Oh, I am sorry.
Okay. All right. Do we have
I think we
any
need to take
further?
a quick recess before the trespass appeal.
We haven't closed this one yet.
Oh, okay.
We have to close out this matter.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do we have any further matters to consider?
Nothing further.
Therefore, having disposed of all matters on the agenda, I hereby, it being 9:30, state that this hearing is concluded.